James Turner for the untouchable true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow!
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. Taylor here, once again joined by Bruce Shu Shu Carrington. Shu Shu, good to have you back on the channel. Good to see you, man.
Same here, bro. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Inoue, you know, he had war tonight against Cardenas. How did you feel about it? What was your reaction to it all?
Super exciting, man. I felt like this fight kind of really saved the weekend in terms of entertainment. You know what I mean? Like they were throwing bombs at each other. It was a lot of oohs and ahs, even with the missed shots that were going on in this fight. And you know, the big drama of the fight was Inoue getting knocked down in the second round. You know, he definitely got up and showed why he's one of the best in the world, and you know, got Cardenas out of there in this fight, and it was very impressive, man. Great fight.
Did it increase your belief that, you know, if you guys do get in the ring at 126, that you're gonna go in there and beat him up?
Oh, for sure, definitely. You know, I definitely feel like if I was to land a shot like that, it would be a different story. I wouldn't know how to follow up, you know, differently with that. And you know, I just feel like, you know, granted, yes, it's easier, you know, said, you know, on the outside than it is on the inside. Yes, 100%. But I know what I'm capable of, and I know that I'll be able to bring certain things to the table. I don't come to the ring with respect. I come with no respect, and I'm just gonna come in there and look to dominate. Same way he goes in there and look to dominate, and it's gonna be a war if me and him was to ever fight.
I know you're working on being a commentator, and you're developing pretty well at it.
Thank you.
That being said, just from your vantage point, right? What adjustment do you feel Inoue made after the knockdown that would allow him to be so effective moving forward?
I felt like, to be honest, the first round of the fight was perfect for him, and I felt like he kind of started to bargain a little bit with those shots because he saw how, you know, overwhelming he was in the first round, and he got caught with a shot, you know, and he made sure that, okay, let me do what I did in the first round, but let me just be more defensively aware, and that's all he needed to do, and that's how he was able to get Cardenas out of there. I feel like the game plan was perfect. It just tightened up the defense.
Okay. How do you offset his explosiveness? Because it feels like whether it's at, you know, 122, 118, he always has just enough explosiveness to get these guys out of here.
The explosiveness is not really going to go anywhere because everything he does is with great form. I think it's just more so of just, you know, having good timing, you know, from the opponent, starting off to the body, probably slowing him down, taking some steam off those shots. I feel like that's probably going to be some of the ways to be able to slow him down for sure. But later rounds, he's always going to be dangerous because his discipline, that practice, he's just going to always be sharp because he has great form. You can tell he's in the gym, just throwing everything with full extension and then throwing everything with good leverage. That's just naturally how he is. That's how he fights.
Okay. I saw your arch nemesis, Rafael Espinoza. You know, he was
arch nemesis.
He was in the co-main event.
Yeah.
Bit of a different type of performance from him. He was, you know, angling more, pivoting, boxing. What did you make of all that?
Man, it was definitely impressive. You know, he was with a guy that was kind of just in front of him a lot, you know, and most guys don't really, you know, give that different look, different angles and whatnot when they have a guy that's just kind of just with the head down going forward. But, you know, that shows that he does other things, and the variety of his offense is very impressive, very impressive. Things like that makes me want to fight him even more, man. It makes me like, listen, he is a problem in the featherweight division, and I feel like I'll get my respect if I, you know, beat a guy like him, you know, and that's why, like, I've been calling for this fight for a long period of time.
Have you ever sparred or fought anybody with his frame as a featherweight?
Definitely, but you know, guys, not as a featherweight. Like I sparred guys like 147.
Okay.
That's maybe, you know, his size. 154, maybe his size, but never as a featherweight. So, you know, I'd be really interested to see if I was to get in the ring with him. But yeah, I'm very familiar with fighting guys his height. So I have a perfect game plan, you know, for if ever the fight happens.
Okay. How far do you think that fight is? How far is that fight away? Because it seems like, you know, unification fights aren't going to happen. So if the unification,
I don't know why. It's weird. I don't understand that.
Yeah, because, you know, I talked to Bob this week, and, you know, I was like, okay, well, if Inoue's going to stay at 122 and fight Junto, you know, can we get Espinoza versus Angelo, you know, the top-ranked featherweight champions, and they're not keen on doing it for some reason. So I feel like, okay, well, if we're not gonna get unifications, then Shu Shu has to get his shot at least. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin the show for these guys at some point, man, because these dudes they're being too safe with their belts. They're being too careful, man. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that. I feel like it's distasteful to the sport of boxing. It's distasteful to the fans because they've been calling the best fights and wanting to see the best fights, man. And you know, I really want to be in there to ruffle some feathers. A fight with me and Espinoza, it could definitely happen this year, but his team has to, you know, want to fight me, man. You know, I do feel like Espinoza, he's the type of guy that he'll fight anybody. But, you know, it's his team that's got to make the agreement to want to fight me because I'm here. I want to fight all these guys. Definitely a guy like Espinoza, so let's get it on.
Yeah, hopefully they don't have other plans that don't involve Shu Shu.
I feel like they do. I feel like they do. You know, I understand that I'm a risk right now. And, yeah, I feel like down the line they want to start unifying, big money, whatever. And I may be seen as of right now, as today, as a high risk low reward. So I understand why they're not just jumping and want to fight me. You know, it's funny because some of these guys are making the excuses that, oh, I haven't fought this person, I haven't fought that person. So if I haven't fought these people, I should be easy to beat, right?
Yeah.
I should be able to just, you know, just fight me then, if that's the point. You know what I mean? Because you're fighting all these other guys that's not even highly ranked as I am. Fight me. Yeah, you know, if I'm not trying to fight nobody. But come on. These guys are not fighting me. That's showing you right there, in clear as day, that I'm a problem.
Yeah.
Before, you know, these people start making these excuses and making these stories that, you know, I don't want to fight this person, I don't want to fight that.
You don't call Espinoza. That was one.
Make it make sense, bro. Like I've been doing this. I've been calling this guy out, and once he said that, well, not him, his team said that they weren't interested in fighting me. That's when I started like putting focus on Nick Wall and Stephen Fulton, you know, and all that stuff. Now Stephen Fulton is gonna move up to 130.
Yeah.
You guys are not gonna hear me calling his name out. You know, make it make sense. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, the other featherweight champion, the quiet one, you know, Angelo, he was
I
in
would love to fight him too. I saw him actually.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to fight him as well too. You know, it's just all about just making the fights happen, man.
I got you.
Know, I just want to become world champion, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there.
Okay. Did you by any chance watch that Japanese featherweight weigh on the undercard?
No.
Okay.
I heard that he
Mikito Nakano, yeah, 4 rounds. He got 5 knockdowns.
Yeah,
Southpaw power puncher.
Yeah, no, that's very impressive. I heard about it. I saw some clips on the internet about it, you know, from it, but I was kind of moving around trying to get here.
Yeah.
But I've heard that, you know, he's making a name from that performance, and very impressive. But I definitely would probably have to sit back and watch it back at home to give you a better analysis.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, the way I'm seeing it is like, okay, if you can't get the champions, if you can't get guys in the top 5, you might have to top rank might have to get a little creative with the matchmaking. So
yeah, maybe, and you know, I would definitely love for him to, you know, continue to fight more out here, especially, or just to make more of a name for himself.
Build.
So, you know, if I fight him and then I beat him, people are not saying, oh, you're fighting nobody. Like,
Yeah.
I want to fight somebody with a name.
okay, sure. Any final message you want to get to the boxing world?
Man, you know, just keep watching the Shu Shu show because you never know, man. Don't blink.
There you go, the Shu Shu. Thank you.
Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. I'm in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada, and we got a monster in town. For more great boxing content from America to Japan and everywhere else in between, make sure you guys subscribe, stay tuned, and keep it locked.